RFK Jr., our venerable Health and Human Services secretary, HHS secretary, he was up on the Hill, answering questions from 2 Senate committees. And obviously, the issue of vaccines came up. If you look at the historical data, the biggest decline in mortality from infectious diseases occurred before the introduction of most vaccines. This is RFK testifying.
Sure.
And this is documented in the literature, particularly in the Geyer and the McKinley study. Those studies show that the decline in mortality from infectious diseases was largely due to improvements in sanitation. It was due to improved nutrition, it was due to improved living conditions, and it was due to public health measures that had nothing to do with vaccines. Medical interventions, including vaccines, accounted for only a very small percentage of the overall decline in mortality. Those are peer-reviewed studies. They are widely cited in public health literature, and they show that the primary drivers of improved health outcomes were environmental and social factors, not vaccines. So Senator Cassidy was not going to let it go. Some time went by. I'm sure he had his staff sort of look up these 2 studies.
Yeah.
And then he comes armed with information, and he says, earlier in the hearing, you referenced the Geyer and McKinley studies. So I went back and looked at those studies. They do show that sanitation and nutrition improved mortality before vaccines. That's true. But that is not the whole story, because those same studies also show that once vaccines were introduced, there was a dramatic decline in cases and deaths from vaccine-preventable diseases. Let me give you an example, he says. Before the measles vaccine, there were approximately 3.5 million cases of measles per year in the United States, and about 500 deaths annually. After the vaccine was introduced, that number dropped to fewer than 100 cases and essentially 0 deaths. So that is a tremendous impact of vaccination. Therefore, I think it is incorrect to use those studies to suggest that vaccines are ineffective, because the studies themselves show the opposite once vaccination begins. I mean, wow, and mic drop here. I mean, Senator Cassidy is not only a doctor, he's also a Republican. And I think these 2 clips should be played back to back as a PSA announcement to everyone on YouTube, TV, TikTok, wherever young parents are hanging out. I mean, you can't make this up. He's using a study to say exactly the opposite of what the study says.
Brilliant, I tell him.
Yeah.
I call him brilliant. I love this administration, don't you? There's so much good content. You guys should be like so excited as journalists, right? He basically reads the first chapter of the book and then argues how the book ends. And I love how Cassidy did this. I mean, basically, he lets him hang himself, right? Like, he's the one who brought the studies up.